Within the first 100 days, Barack Obama has wasted more money than anyone can possibly imagine. He passed a stimulus bill for $787 billion. He passed it in a way that forced the Senate to not even be able to read it. That amount of money is more than the amount of money we would have spent if we spent $1 million every day since the birth of Christ. That is unbelievable. We cannot possibly continue spending money and expect our country to get out of debt. And the stimulus bill isn't going to be even spent out until 2011. 53% will be spent out by October of 2011. Barack Obama authorized $5 billion in bailout funds to a company, GM, that lost $82 billion in the past 4 years. GM makes great cars, like the Chevy Volt coming out in 2010. They've got great potential, but they aren't meeting the demand of our consumer market. We believe a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle can be built by a U.S. auto corporation under the lead of Americans working for their great nation. We can build a car that can get 100 miles per gallon and cost around $12,000. That will meet the consumer demand, and we can do it by buying up factories at General Motors, Chrysler, and Ford and giving them money instead of creating loans for them to have to pay back. If we take $100 billion of TARP money and turn it into a $1 trillion through various programs like the Legacy Loan Program, this will destabilize our nation and push us closer to a depression faster than we could ever imagine. This is a bad plan. We have a much better plan at America's Third Party. We have a plan called the Homestead Renewal Plan, and that is a way to turn jobs and houses into a growth possibility for all of America. Capitalism can grow when we grab those equities that are currently toxic assets and turn them into something we can build on. Homes that are foreclosed and condemned right now can be fixed up by people putting their sweat equity into a program that will earn them some money, a living wage, and get them points so that they can apply that to a new home. Home ownership is the key to getting our country on track. The average family spends around 60 or 70% of their income on their mortgage or rent. That is crippling our economy. We need to stimulate jobs, and we need to make those jobs available to people so that they can buy houses. One of the biggest differences between me and Barack Obama is he wants to avoid doing domestic oil drilling. When he first became president, he fired the people working on an oil derrick off the coast of Louisiana, getting it ready to start drilling for new oil. We want to drill for oil. We want to do nuclear energy, Generation 4 reactors or above. And we want to make this country energy self-sufficient within 4 years, not promise something within 10 years. Barack Obama's plan to have healthcare professionals, HMO experts, doctors, nurses get together and talk about healthcare is like rounding up the wolves to talk about eating the chickens. It's more like talking about raising rates as opposed to lowering healthcare costs. We want to lower healthcare costs. I noticed that he didn't invite any patients or any people that had medical bankruptcies. Of the 1.34 million bankruptcies last year, none of those people were invited to talk about the ripoffs that they experienced. If we don't get to the problem, we're never going to solve it. What Barack Obama did when he went to the G20 and insisted that world leaders spend up to $1 trillion in loans has led us to a financial point of no return. The world sees this as a waste of money. We have to start building the economy from the ground up. Barack Obama has announced that he wants to send $900 million to Gaza. We send close to $6 million a day to Israel currently. That's a practice that we're going to have to trim. The idea of sending all this money overseas has led to a certain bankruptcy here in the U.S. We have to start thinking wisely with our money. Regarding opening a dialogue with Iran, this is something Barack Obama wants to do. I'm afraid that that would be a mistake. Talking to a known terrorist like Ahmadinejad, Nazir, is a reversal of our policies. Ronald Reagan said we were not going to negotiate with terrorists, and I believe that we cannot possibly negotiate with terrorists. He is clearly a person that was implicated in the detainment of 50 hostages during the 1970s, 50 hostages that we couldn't get back until Ronald Reagan became president. talking directly to a known terrorist like Ahmadinejad is a sign of weakness. It's not something we want to do. As far as Afghanistan is concerned, I believe that Barack Obama borrowed Joe Biden's policies. I believe he wants to send more troops, and he didn't want to do that. More than 35,000 troops he talked about sending in. Now he's talking about upscaling the number to 70,000 troops in Afghanistan. Now the net result of that is we're going to be pushing the Taliban deeper into Pakistan, which can destabilize Pakistan's government and ultimately give nuclear weapons to the Taliban. If Pakistan breaks down, we've got a major crisis on our hands. The Taliban will act like a rogue nation. I do believe that North Korea is a threat to America and our allies, like Japan. We will take action if they continue to test missiles, acting as if these are satellites. Hillary Clinton announced that we would shoot it out of the sky. Well, Barack Obama did nothing. And the world looks at Barack Obama now and thinks that maybe he's weak. Maybe he isn't the person who backs up what he says he's going to do. The first 100 days of Barack Obama has led us toward economic debt, less jobs, and ultimately we could possibly lose our auto industry. These are major hits to America. So looking back on Barack Obama's first 100 days, one has to ask oneself, is he paying his way out of all of our problems? Is he spending money we don't have? Are we going deeper into debt? The resounding answer is yes, we are. I just don't like what Barack Obama is doing to our country. That's why I'm running for president. I'm David John Sponheim, and I'm running for president in 2012.